was shot and killed in the Fordham Road section of the Bronx, around 188th Street. I have the news clip here. Let me just play the news clip.
Bullets. A woman in her 60s meets the same fate.
She was shot outside a bodega in the Bronx last night after two groups just started firing at each other. CBS News' Elijah has been gathering details and reaction. Joins us live from the Fordham section this morning with more. Elijah?
Oh, Chris and Mary, a 61-year-old woman was walking out of a bodega right here on East 188th Street when she was caught up in that crossfire. It's leaving many wondering, when will this level of violence come to an end? Surveillance footage shows the moment bullets rang out on East 188th Street near the Grand Concourse around 7 o'clock Monday evening. Bystanders be seen run for safety.
I heard the shots and I went from outside my fire escape to inside my apartment.
This man says he heard at least 6 shots ring out near this bodega.
And then I hear people screaming out from the grocery store and they ran out. And then I saw the lady stumble in front of the deli.
The woman who he believes was shot is being identified by police as 61-year-old Juana Esperanza Soriano de Perdomo, an innocent bystander the NYPD says was shot in the back after a group of men started shooting following an argument. She was taken to nearby St. Barnabas Hospital, where she was pronounced dead.
Well, I don't subscribe to that this is New York and this is the way that it is. It's not. We are doing everything we possibly can and that we know how to do well to prevent and deter this violence and to apprehend the offenders.
Police Commissioner Soule's remarks about the culture of violence in the city came hours after she and the mayor Monday morning consoled the family of 12-year-old Kate Lewin, who was shot and killed last Thursday in East Flatbush, Brooklyn. Police say he and his aunt, 20-year-old Jenna Ellis, were struck by bullets after gunfire erupted from 2 nearby cars. Kate was shot in the head and died at the scene. Jenna was shot 6 times and is now fighting for her life.
My nephew, he's gone. No more to return in this world. My daughter laid up in the hospital, blaming herself. Why should she blame herself?
And the search continues this morning for the suspects responsible in both cases. The NYPD commissioner says there will be additional officers placed on city streets in an effort to find those who are responsible. We're live this morning in the Fordham section of the Bronx. Elijah Westbrook, CBS 2 News.
Elijah, thank you.
Okay.
Are you checking your picks to find out how you're stacking up against me?
Okay, so that was the news clipping of the 61-year-old lady. I guess she's a grandmother. She has to be a grandmother. I'm not too far from her age and doing the same things that she was doing. I'm not sure what time of night, evening that was that she went to the store, but I go to the store early in the daytime. I don't go out at nighttime. I said that the other day on the flip video that I did. It's not safe outside. So do what you got to do early in the day and try to get out the way, because apparently there's a war going on. There has to be a war going on. There's no way in the world it's not a war going on. Every other day there's some kind of shooting, some kind of killing going on. So I don't know. She was hit by a stray bullet while two groups of guys was shooting at, I guess shooting at each other, or I don't know if it was coming from one direction. But that's just crazy. I don't even know what to say anymore. You know, I really don't know how we are gonna stop this, how this is gonna end. It's almost like a sport or something like that. Guys running around shooting and hitting each other, killing each other. Like it's okay. Like death is okay. I really, really don't understand it. And when I was pregnant, I was praying for a boy, but I had a girl, you know. And, girls could be bitchy sometimes, mainly, when they get older and stuff like that. Two women in the kitchen is, uh, a little conflicty. But I was praying for a boy, but now that my daughter is like 30, I'm glad that I had a girl instead of a boy because I don't even know if my son would be alive today if I had a boy, to tell you the truth. I probably would be one of them grieving mothers or something like that because, you just can't keep a boy in the house. So he gotta go outside. And if he gotta go outside, he's gonna be outcast if he's not down with one of the gangs or the neighborhood gang. So these kids, these young boys, when they start going outside by themselves, 10 years old, whatever age they start going out by themselves, 8, 9, 10, start going outside by themselves, they're in danger if they're not part of the gang that's hanging around outside, mainly in the projects. If you live in the projects or whatever the situation is. And so, yeah, I thank God that He gave me a daughter instead of a son because I couldn't imagine my son getting shot and killed, my child. I couldn't imagine burying, my child out there, you know, with the gunfire. And then the other thing about the situation with the gang violence is that the guys, they get guns, and most of them, they don't even go to like a gun range or anything like that to, you know, for target practice so that they can hit their target. So this 61-year-old lady that I'm a few years away from her age, doing the same thing that she was doing, was hit by a stray bullet. Because these guys, they don't, they just shooting to get the other guys off of their back, and them bullets is flying and hitting the innocent bystanders. And that's not fair for your life to get snuffed out and you didn't have nothing to do with the situation. I don't believe that old lady, elder lady, had anything to do with that situation or was related to any of those guys that were shooting at each other. She was just innocently going to the store, getting her groceries, and got shot. Got caught by a stray bullet. And that's messed up. And then her bags and stuff, you can see her bags is like laid out all on the sidewalk, where she fell, trying to take groceries home to her family to feed her family and take care of her household. That's my worst fear. My worst fear is all I'm trying to do is get home safe. Go to the store, get what I need from the store, my groceries, something to eat, whatever for my household, to take care of my household, and make it back in my house safe. That's all we ask. And then the guys is out here just shooting it out in the street, and you don't know when it's gonna jump off. So I say, okay, I go out in the daytime. I go out early, but it doesn't matter because things could jump off in the daytime. I'm quite sure she wasn't out there late at night. I'm not sure if it was dark yet or if it was early daytime, but they're shooting nighttime, daytime. They shooting any time of the day. So I don't know where where we gonna go from here. They it just came out that Black Lives Matter, the money that they was getting, they was buying $6 million mansions with the money that they was getting. But if they put an organization together like Black Lives Matter, that money that they was getting donated or whatever, what have you, to them, it should have been going to the communities so that we can better our communities. We can help these young guys out, build community centers, parks, uh, you know, um, job creations and different things like that, so that that they can have something to do, and some jobs, help them to get jobs so that they could provide for their family and have something to you know something in life to look forward to hope for, be able to take care of their kids. I just got finished doing a story on Coke Boy Flip. He just got shot on 169th Street in the South Bronx. Now today, I find myself doing the story. It just doesn't never end. By the time I finish doing stories, I should be rich. You know what I'm saying? It's it. I don't know what to say anymore. All the stories is just colliding together like a shooting and a killing and a shooting and a killing and a shooting and a killing. You know, and then with the rappers, not everybody is so many rappers. Not everybody is making it to the top. Like, okay, here's $1 million contract. Okay, you could pack your bags and get up out the hood. You could get up out the hood. It's not like that. It's like everybody's run to the studio, make a song, and they're a rapper. They running around, still living in the hood, still living in the tenements, still living in the projects, and they not up out the hood. But on their songs, they rapping hard. They rapping about violence. They joining gangs. They doing everything, but they can't get the fuck out of Dodge because they didn't get a contract yet, or they haven't sold enough records, or what have you. So you kind of like stuck, and the only thing out here to be is not a rapper. You could get a regular job. I done been through about 4 or 5 different trades. I done did 4 or 5 different jobs since my youthful days of trying to become a rapper. I done worked for the police department, real estate, what else? Construction, what else? A lot of things. Secretary. I done did a lot of different type of jobs before I made a dime. I never made a dime from music. So you might not make no money, and you putting all of this killing and gangbanging into your life for you not to never touch a dime from the industry. And that don't make no sense. And they have you out here shooting after each other, so that you could gain like a street name. You want street cred, so you could come up in the industry and say that I was out there gang banging, I was out there hustling, I was out there shooting. Niggas want to say that. They want that reputation. They want to be a gangster. They want to grow up to be an OG. And we have enough of them. We have enough of them. The ones that's already OGs coming out of jail and whatnot, they telling their stories. Jail ain't no place to live. That's not a life to live away from your family dying while you're in jail. That's not no place to be. So, these dudes, they need to get jobs. They need jobs seriously. I'm sorry that the Black Lives Matters organization failed our youth into believing, that they collecting all of this money and they're gonna make change. And all they went and did is went and bought $6 million mansions. They bought these mansions and they seeing these stories out here. They seeing all of this shooting every other day. They see all of the gangs growing in cities that we didn't have gangs when I was coming up. We had some gangs, but it wasn't mandatory that you have to join a gang. So I never joined a gang. I don't like the idea of it. Somebody gonna what, jump me in, be beaten and punching, and then you gotta be blood in, blood out. No way in the world. And then you got people that you gotta look up to that's over you, that's gonna tell you what they want you to do. So they might want you to shoot somebody, they might want you to kill somebody. It's gonna be some kind of felony thing. You get caught, you go into jail, or you start a war, or you start some kind of beef, and then you got the opposition after you, shooting after you, killing you. So the gang thing, it was never an option for me. And even as I got older, still being in the hood, I feel like people expected for me to still join, even though, I'm an older lady. I got a daughter that's, I was raising, and I caught a lot of flack, you know. I became like an outcast because, I wasn't down. I wasn't really their enemy, but I just took care of my household, went back and forth like this lady was doing, go to the store, take care of my groceries, get my behind in the house, and leave everything alone. Cause if I if um if I can't hang out because I'm not part of the gang, then I might as well chill by myself. That's the way I see it. So I just wanted to speak on that because the situation just happened with Flip, Coke Boy Flip, got shot. I think it was like 3 times, and one was in the head. I guess that was basically the fatal shot, and that happened in the Bronx. So the Bronx is like going crazy right now. And these cities, they be wanting that reputation. They be wanting um, that noise to say that they block is making noise by shootings going on and killings going on and things happening, shooting and killings happening in the neighborhoods and stuff like that. So I don't know what if we can't depend on big organizations like Black Lives Matter to do what they're supposed to do, I don't know what we gonna do. Cause I definitely don't want to come outside one day and get hit by no stray bullet like this lady did. I don't care how much people, oh, she's scary or whatever. I'll just be scary. She comes out only in the daytime. You don't ever see her at night. Nope. You don't see me in the street at night. So I just wanted to touch on that. If you're watching this video, like, subscribe, leave me a comment sometime. You know what I'm saying? I like to see people react to my videos. Hit the notification if if you're interested in hearing what I have to say. Hit the notification, and when I'm on, you get notified. The other thing I wanted to touch on was, I'm not sure how you pronounce this guy's name, Goonew, 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 that rapper that he got killed, and his family decided that they're gonna hang his body up in the club and party with him dead, standing there dressed up, but you could see his face. It looked dead, and he got like a frown. It almost looked like a frown is on his face. So I don't know whose idea was that, but obviously, with all the partying going on, this was set up through the funeral home, because the funeral home, the club owner put out a message uh, letting people know that they didn't know that that was going to take place, because the world is shocked by that sight of him standing up there dead while the club is partying. So the owner of the club, since it went viral, the owner of the club, the owner of the club said that he didn't. The funeral home contacted him and said that they wanted to rent out the club, but they didn't tell like the details of what they was going to be doing in the club. So that was it, and that's what they did. Hung his body up there and partied, but the owner said he didn't have no idea that that was going to be going on. You know, when I'm dead, I'm dead. My body, I already told my family, could be cremated. I feel like when you're gone, you're gone. If your soul or your spirit travels, not going to come back to your body. Your body is not going to come back to life. So, some people underground or whatever their wishes is, the people who decide that they want to display the body outside of the casket, it's enough displaying the body in the casket. Um, so the prop, whatever they used to prop to hold the body up, I don't know how they did that, but they had him propped up there pretty good. Good thing his body didn't fall down. You know what I'm saying? And that would have been crazier. But I guess they got what they wanted. They it went viral. Maybe he wasn't that famous in life. He's more famous with his body hanging his dead body hanging in the club than in real life as a rapper, because I had never heard of him. To tell you the truth, I never heard of him. before, seeing his body standing up in the club dead. I'd never heard of him, so he gained fame after his death, as far as I'm concerned. So I'm not gonna stay on here long. I just wanted to say that's a shame. 61, you make it in life. You know, age is a success. When you make it up in age and you've been through so much and you walk through these streets, you know, we older now, but we've ran these streets too. And the people that's like 50 and up and 40 and up, we ran these streets when we were younger and we survived these streets is basically our success. So to reach the age of 50, to reach the age of 60, 70, um, that's kind of like a success. Mainly when you coming from the hood, that's success. Aging is like, um, I made it. I made it through all of the stuff that I've been through, because when you age, it's like you can remember times where, ooh, I used to stay out, hanging out all night long. I never used to like to stay in the house. I used to always like to, run the streets. If I stayed in the house, then I would be depressed. It would feel like I didn't have no friends. So I always needed to be with my friends, going out, going into their neighborhoods and hanging out with them. And, just never wanting to be home when I was younger. We used to stay in the street all night to the crack of dawn. You know what I'm saying? So, and with gunfire erupting around us, and I've seen guys laid out, shot dead in the street. I've driven through gunfire. I've been through a whole lot. I've been through a whole lot to say I've made it. I'm 55. I made it to be 55 years old. I've been through. I don't have nothing to prove to the streets. You know, because the gangs evolving in New York City and in the Bronx the way it is. I don't have to come back outside and prove to nobody that I'm gangster because I already made it through my times. I already survived a whole lot of shit. I don't have to prove nothing to nobody, to say that, oh, I could carry a gun or I could shoot a gun. All of that stuff that I did when I was younger and I got away with it. I don't have no felonies on my hand. Like I said, I went to work for the police department. So you have to have a clean background for that. Was I invited to join gangs? Yes. I was invited to join the Bloods. I turned that down. My best friend is a Mexican guy. He invited me to the Mexican gang. I turned that down. I don't see no I don't see no pleasure or I don't see the upside of it to be in a gang because my family come from construction organizations that was fighting to get minorities on jobs. So if it's not something that's productive, that's helping the community, I cannot be a part of it. There's nothing positive about being a bully, picking on people, standing in front of buildings, scaring the residents who sign leases. There's nothing, there's nothing positive about that. Having the terrorizing the neighborhood, having the residents scared of the gang, because the gang is outside. You got to walk through them every day. Every day you come outside, they all standing out there, 20 to 25 people, young people, and you getting up in age, and they trying to play you, but you was in the street before them. You know, I never bothered anybody when I was hanging out. I never bothered when I used to hang out. And like I said, I used to stay out from all night to the crack of dawn. As soon as I see the older ladies going to the store, coming out of their apartments, I run home because I didn't want to stand in nobody's way. You know, I didn't want to disturb anybody's um, daily activity and what they had to do for the day. So if I start hanging out at night, 10 o'clock at night, and be out there all till 6 o'clock in the morning, whatever time the people start coming out, 7 o'clock in the morning, I run my behind and get my behind in the house. I never wanted to be a disturbance or bother anybody, you know, because I wasn't looking to rob nobody or steal from nobody, because I'm not a thief or nothing like that, so I wasn't looking for nothing like that. And I'm not a bully, because when I was younger, I was only like 110 pounds, 120 at the most. So I wasn't fighting. I wasn't on that kind of time. I had my own money. I had jobs. I just used to like to hang out. You know what I'm saying? You know, because when you're a youth, you feel like if you don't have friends, or if you in the house all the time, you feel like something is wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? And I understand how it is, but I'm gonna tell y'all today, for the youth of today, with the gang culture going on now, stay in the house. It's not safe outside. Stay in the house. Do what you gotta do. Take care of your business. Be serious about your school. Be serious about your jobs and work, and get your behind home. And for the ones that have kids, if you got kids, make sure that you gonna be here to raise your kids. Make sure that you're gonna live to raise your kids. Joining a gang, putting your kids in gangs, you know, you don't know when, who. Just like with Flip, he didn't know them guys. It was a drive-by. He didn't know those guys was coming at that time. You know, people think they could have prevented that. Like, oh, you got to be head on the swivel. You got to be out here looking over both shoulders. No matter what you do, if somebody ambush you and just come off shooting, you ain't got no time. You can't beat the bullet. You can't beat the speeding bullet. Like, okay, yeah, he's shooting at me. Though, here come the bullet. Let me pull out my gun, and the bullet is coming at me, and then let me turn around and shoot him. It's not like that. It's too fast. The bullet is too fast. You could have a gun on you and everything. If you don't know you be getting about to be ambushed, or somebody about to run up on you, it don't even have to be nothing that you did. It could be something that one of your gang affiliates did, and that they coming to get anybody. And that's the part that I don't like about it. I only want to be responsible for me, and what I do in life. I don't want to be responsible for everybody. And I think that's a good note to end on. Why would you join a gang with a whole bunch of shiesty niggas that's doing different things in and out of jail, and then you standing around them, they do something to somebody, and then the people come back shooting up while you standing there with them, and you might get shot and killed with him, or you might be the innocent one that didn't do anything, but because of your affiliation, you standing next to the dude while his uh his opposition is coming back to get him, and you might get caught. Or they don't really care who they get, as long as they get somebody. So y'all be safe out there. Like the video. I see when I'm going live, I don't have nobody. I guess I'm not in the algorithm or whatever the situation is yet, just yet. But if you're watching this video afterwards, uh, at least hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave me a comment. Leave me a comment. What you think about what I'm saying? Am I expressing myself clear enough? Am I being clear about what I'm saying? Is what I want to know. So rest in peace to that grandmother, that 61-year-old lady 2 days ago. Rest in peace to Coke Boy Flip. It's just so much with gunfire. I don't keep. That's why I don't keep guns in my house. They had the accident with the girl that was playing live with the gun and killed her cousin and killed herself. So I don't even keep them in my house. I don't be out there to have a problem in the streets. So I just stay out the way, you know? So that's my advice to you. Stay out the way. So peace, y'all. Leave me a comment and like the video so I could get in the algorithm and I could start getting more people to watch my videos. All right, peace. Let me see how I'm gonna get up out of here.